This is not a nice person. And Justin bent over backwards to accommodate her many, many demands, which included, according to him, taking over the film.
I think this was a very dicey move because I think this very much opens up interpretation to what Blake Lively is saying was uncomfortable, and the key word here, unwelcome.
This is not a nice person, and Justin went above and beyond to satisfy her numerous demands, including taking over the movie. In my opinion, this was a very risky move because it opens up interpretations of what Blake Lively is saying, which is that it was uncomfortable and the word unwelcome. Hollywood is no stranger to drama, but the most recent feud between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni has taken things to another level altogether. Imagine these two glamorous stars in a highly anticipated movie adaptation, and the backstage drama is so messy that it's now playing out in courtrooms and making tabloid headlines. What actually transpired between the former cores of It Ends With Us, and how did things degenerate into this tumultuous court battle? The film itself was a smash, full of accusations, counterclaims, and a flurry of contradicting accounts. Hold on tight, because we're going straight into the controversy that has everyone talking, which is still getting worse and worse. It all began with what seemed like a match made in movie heaven.
You're not kidding when you say this is getting messier. The author of that book deleting her Instagram account, another who plays Baldoni's sister in the film, being harassed online.
And It Ends With Us, an adaptation of Colleen Hoover's best-selling novel that was intended to be an intensely emotional journey. Loved for her grace and humor, Blake Lively was portrayed as Lily Bloom, while Justin Baldwin was well known for as production progressed. Rumors started to circulate that things were not going well on set. You're not kidding when you say that this is getting messier. The author of that book deleted her Instagram account, and another who plays Baldwin's sister in the movie was being harassed online. The cracks became unavoidable during the film's promotional tour in August 2024, which is when keen-eyed fans noticed something odd. His soulful performances and directing talents were not only set to star as Rial Kincaid, but also to direct the film. Blake and Justin were never seen together, not even in informal backstage moments or on the red carpet or in interviews. Seemed to be deliberately avoiding one another, and as a result, the internet was ablaze with conjecture. Was it just a case of personalities colliding, or was there something more involved? Rumors quickly spread that the two celebrities had engaged in creative altercations throughout the filming process, according to sources. Blake, who has always been commended for her attention to detail.
They believe that it's a continuation of the smear campaign that Blake initially claims happened while they were promoting the film.
Apparently felt marginalized by Justin, who as the director had considerable influence over the movie. Justin also reportedly thought Blake was going beyond her bounds as an actor, attempting to seize the reins on artistic choices that were tensions increased outside of her sphere of influence, with one party allegedly calling the other hard to work with before the bombshell Blake Lively submitted a formal grievance. She took things a step further and filed a lawsuit against Justin, accusing him of harassment and retaliation. She painted a picture of a set where boundaries were repeatedly crossed, citing specific incidents that left fans and industry insiders stunned. One particularly shocking claim was that Justin allegedly entered her trailer without permission while she was in a vulnerable situation. Alleging that Justin had engaged in inappropriate behavior and fostered a toxic environment on set, they believe it's a continuation of the smear campaign that Blake first claims occurred while they were promoting the movie in December 2024. Another charge concerned the instance in which Blake said Justin completely deviated from the script by making intimate gestures that weren't choreographed or practiced. Blake's legal team contended that these behaviors violated professional standards and produced an unhealthy work environment. After reading Blake Lively's accusations, I stated that it seemed clear to me that she was probably, when she filed her case, she was not under the influence of drugs, but Justin wasn't going to allow these claims to stand uncontested. Shortly after Blake's lawsuit made news, he responded with a huge claim of his own, requesting hundreds of millions of dollars in damages. Justin said that Blake was planning a smear campaign to ruin his professional name. He said that her accusations were not only unfounded but also part of a deliberate attempt to change public opinion, according to Justin Blake. She had manipulated the plot of the movie to her advantage by using her connections and influence, particularly her husband Ryan Reynolds and their close friend Taylor Swift, to make him appear to be the antagonist. He is creepy and Baldoni, approaching.
I said that having read through Blake Lively's complaints, that it was evident to me that she was likely under the influence when she filed her complaint, not under the influence of drugs.
Her in an obviously out-of-character manner to avoid making the scene that didn't call for dialogue awkward. The most talked about pieces of evidence were text messages between Justin and Blake, which provided a completely different picture from the one described in her lawsuit. Blake invited Justin's legal team to present their side of the story and release a wealth of evidence that they claimed would clear his name. Justin's team claimed that this demonstrated a level of comfort and cooperation between the two that refuted her claims of feeling unsafe around him. I'm just asking the question, how are women allowed to do this, to take something and make it sound like you survived? That's what it sounded like to the public. Then there was the now famous footage from the set of It Ends With Us, which Justin's team released to bolster their argument. Justin even joked about pumping milk for her baby while rehearsing lines at her trailer late at night. Blake had detailed this occasion in her lawsuit, and the unedited video had a sequence in which Justin and Blake's characters were slow dancing, extremely awkward and rude, but the video revealed a more complex tale. The two actors are seen in the video talking about the choreography and scene approach in what seems to be a professional manner. At one point, Justin leans in and remarks about Blake freeing, to which she laughs and playfully responds. Meanwhile, Justin's team said that the footage cleared him. As the legal battle raged on, the public swiftly took sides, with fans debating the credibility of both parties, arguing that it only supported Blake's claims by pointing out instances in which she leaned away or seemed hesitant. We can now all agree that the moral crimes committed here by Ryan Reynolds against Justin Baldwin have amounted to high treason in the stars.
There he is, creepy Baldoni, getting close to her, obviously making small chatter not in character so as not to make the scene, which didn't require dialogue, awkward.
Blake, who has frequently been commended for her poise and relatability, was suddenly under scrutiny for what some perceived as a calculated attempt to control the narrative surrounding the film, and Justin, who has long been known for his efforts to champion kindness and authenticity, found himself in uncharted waters as he faced allegations that threatened to tarnish his carefully cultivated image. Since the sink is shipping and people are clamoring to board lifeboats, let's get right in. We welcomed you back to Canada by stoking the flames. Disclosures regarding Blake's alleged behind-the-scenes power moves. According to Justin's countersuit, Blake had utilized her significant influence to control a number of the movie's process, including outfit choices and script revisions. She allegedly nixed the movie's original outfit designs in favor of more glitzy looks that critics claimed didn't fit with the story's themes in one particularly contentious move. However, the drama didn't end there. As more information became available, it became evident that Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift weren't merely bystanders in the scandal. Justin's team.
Literally, I'm just asking the question, like, how are women allowed to do this, to take something and to make it sound like you survived a... Because that's what it sounded like to the public.
Team claimed that these choices, along with her purported attempts to sideline him during the promotional tour, were part of a larger effort to position herself as the project's sole face. The saga, according to text exchanges uncovered in Justin's countersuit, Blake had called the two Herb Dragons, a name she used to characterize their steadfast influence and support. Nobody has told me to say this, but I believe that people really didn't like her during those premiere things, and it wasn't there was no plot against you. Come down in the interim. Blake allegedly hinted in one exchange that their star power could be used to influence public opinion and ensure that her side of the story prevailed. This revelation only added to the intrigue, with fans speculating about the extent to which Ryan and Taylor were involved in the ongoing feud. The story also centered on Justin's private life, which is notable for his candor on his insecurities and hardships. And an open interview, Justin acknowledged that the previous year's events had taken a toll on him despite his many accomplishments. He admitted that
we can now all agree that the moral crimes committed here by Ryan Reynolds against Justin Baldoni have amounted to high treason.
He frequently felt like an imposter and reported feeling exhausted and stressed. As the litigation progressed, both parties strengthened their views, making it more difficult for fans to reject his assertions altogether. This look into his emotional state added a dimension of complexity to the story. Blake's legal team, however, insisted that her claims were supported by verifiable facts and contended that Justin's lawsuit was merely an effort to silence her. Blake was accused by Justin's team of controlling narratives and influencing the media and the court system to further her personal goals. They cited previous incidents in which she allegedly had arguments with the co-star and crew members. "Nobody instructed me to say this. I believe that during those premiere events, people didn't like her, and there wasn't a plan against you." All in all, public opinion remained split, with some supporters uniting behind Blake and applauding her bravery for speaking. One of the most important accusations in Baldwin's lawsuit is that Lively attempted to take control of the editing process. Others spoke out against what they perceived as an abuse of power, with Justin claiming that the evidence so far didn't match the seriousness of Blake's claims. Others questioned whether the entire feud was exaggerated, a messy clash of egos that went out of control. One of the most significant allegations in Baldwin's lawsuit is that Lively sought to gain control over the film's editing. This is an important one, but it's clear that this is a saga that's far from over, with both sides digging in their heels and more evidence likely to emerge. Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively's battle is shaping up to be one of Hollywood's most intense feuds. Justin pointed out that the evidence presented so far didn't align with the severity of Blake's claims, and then some people questioned whether the entire feud was exaggerated. Explosive legal dramas yet, and as both reviewers and fans await the outcome, the question still stands: who will win, and at what cost? There are two sides to this. So Baldoni claims that this was all an attempt to take over the movie in order to forward her own agenda.
Got some major scoops. I mean, everybody's talking because the sink is shipping and people want to get onto lifeboats. So let's jump right in. Welcome back to Candace.
The feud between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni appears to be getting worse every day, and Blake's repercussions are getting worse. What started as a legal dispute over accusations and counterclaims has turned into a complete PR catastrophe that could be a turning point in her once flawless life. Lively claimed she was the victim of harassment and a hostile work environment. The cracks in his career. Fans are becoming more vocal about her demise, and her image is no longer subtle. Rather, it's conspicuous. Even her closest allies seem to be avoiding her, and angry insiders are raising concerns about her future. Could this be the end for one of Hollywood's biggest stars? Her team has denied all of these claims and responded to this filing by stating that the outrage from fans has been unrelenting. She was once adored for her wit and relatability. Social media, which had previously been one of Blake's best platforms, has suddenly become a battleground as followers analyze every aspect of her, with hashtags supporting Justin Baldoni continuing to trend. Evidence that has surfaced: Blake has been charged by several with masterminding a planned effort to harm Justin's reputation. Although some claim that her activities give her entitlement, her following is
No one's told me to say this. I think people really didn't like her during those premiere things, and there was no plot against you, okay? I'm down.
declining as more and more of them express skepticism about her motivations. Numerous fans have interpreted the leaked video and text conversations as evidence that Blake's story is unsupportable, which has only fueled the flames. Lawyers representing actor Justin Baldwin have produced a new video that features uncut footage from the movie's shoot. It concludes with us in the interim. Industry insider rumors indicate that Blake's standing in Hollywood is severely suffering. According to reports, studio executives are becoming cautious about interacting with her out of concern that the current issue may overshadow any prospective initiatives. One insider asserted that Blake is no longer viewed as the dependable, financially secure celebrity she once was, but rather as a possible liability due to the belief that she is challenged.
No one's told me to say this. I think people really didn't like her during those premiere things, and there was no plot against you, okay?
To collaborate with and prone to scandal. For the majority of his career, Blake has been a strong advocate for feminism and healthy masculinity. How does it feel for him, though, given that not only are the studios pulling back, there is also a noticeable lack of public support from Blake's typical circle of well-known friends? In an industry where reputation frequently matters as much as talent, this shift could have disastrous consequences. For example,
the most significant allegations in Baldoni's lawsuit is that Lively sought to gain control over the editing process of the film. This is important.
Taylor Swift has not commented on the issue despite having a close friendship with Blake. Gigi Hadid and other members of Blake's glitzy social circle have also chosen not to publicly comment. Fans have noticed this lack of vocal endorsements and are speculating that even Blake's closest allies may be separating to protect their own reputations. While some sources claim that Blake's silence is just a calculated move to avoid being drawn into the chaos, others suggest that it reflects a deeper unease about Blake's actions of shutting down a woman's manufacturing. Critics contend that Blake's
Now you have two sides here, right? So Baldoni says this was all an effort to hijack the film to get her way. Lively claims she was the victim of harassment in a hostile work environment.
Attempts to control the production ultimately backfired, causing friction on set and adding to the fallout with Justin, because her insistence on specific dress choices and advertising tactics were viewed as going beyond her bounds as an actor. The notion that Blake's actions contributed to the project's derailment has become a common talking point among people who don't believe.
The team has denied all of these allegations. They have responded to this lawsuit saying
Her claims that Justin won't be harassed by Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. His attorney informed us that their recent court documents demonstrate how terrified they are. Justin, on the other hand, has succeeded in portraying himself as the victim in this dispute, a tactic that appears to be connecting with many of his candidate missions regarding emotions, overwhelmed, and his choice to share.
New video released by lawyers for actor Justin Baldoni shows unedited footage from the filming of It Ends With Us.
Their behind-the-scenes video has given the impression that he has nothing to conceal. Some have criticized his strategies as being too aggressive, while others view them as proof of his sincerity. The video in particular has emerged as a major topic of discussion, with proponents claiming that it refutes important facets of Blake's claims. Blake's detractors have used this to cast doubt on her integrity, further undermining public support for her. He claims that Hollywood is founded on sheer fear.
For most of his career, he has been a major proponent of feminism, of healthy masculinity. How does it feel for him?
Which is fostered by both of them and their influential entertainment buddies. Blake's legal team, however, seems to be having trouble taking back control of the conversation as they try to limit and enforce gag orders. The case's public discussion has drawn criticism, with many people charging them with attempting to impede transparency. Blake may have miscalculated the obstacles of bringing this struggle to court, as legal experts have noted the difficulty.
Shutting down a woman's claims.
She is claiming that there was harassment. He's saying none of it is true, never happened, never did.
Of proving defamation and harassment in cases involving popular individuals. I don't really understand Blake Livy's point, and even her private life hasn't been spared, but it's getting really nasty, and it seems like he's not cowering to this attempted gag order. Some observers think that the continuous leaks and public outcry are making it more and more unlikely that Blake will survive this. The person who has frequently been her most visible advocate, Ryan Reynolds, has clearly retreated from the general public.
That Justin won't be bullied by Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. So his lawyer told us that their recent court filings show how scared they are.
Blake's perspective, although there isn't any hard proof of strain in their relationship, the couple, who were formerly known for their friendly banter and united front, have been uncharacteristically quiet in recent months, leaving admirers to worry if the stress of the court battle is wearing them down. Ryan's quiet on the subject has only increased conjecture, with some people reading it as an indication that he's attempting to disassociate himself from the drama. The industry is feeling the ripple effects of this feud. According to reports, some of Blake's forthcoming projects have been put on hold while producers watch how the legal dispute plays out, including her brand. According to reports, some businesses are quietly reevaluating their affiliation with her marketing professionals, and partnerships are being reevaluated. As the drama between Blake Lively and Justin Baldwin continues to unfold.
And he says, look, this is just, Hollywood is based on pure fear, cultivated by both of them and their very powerful friends in entertainment.
It's evident that this feud has far-reaching implications for both stars. However, what do you think? Is Blake's career in jeopardy, or will she emerge stronger from this controversy? And how might Justin's public image be affected in the long run? The question in recent memory is whether Blake can find a way to recover from this crisis, or if her career will be forever tarnished. Only time will tell, but one thing is certain: this story is far from over. Put your ideas in the "What do you think, is Blake Lively's career in jeopardy, or will she emerge stronger from this controversy, and how might Justin's public image be affected in the long run?" The question in recent memory is whether Blake can find a way to recover from this crisis, or if her career will be forever tarnished. Only time will tell, but one thing is certain: this story is far from over. However, it's easy to argue as the drama between Blake Lively and Justin Baldwin continues to unfold. Post your ideas in the "Thank you for viewing," and please remember to like and subscribe for more celebrity rumors and updates. Until the next time. Let's continue the topic in the comments section below. Keep checking back.
But yeah, it's just getting super nasty, and it seems like he's not cowering to this attempted gag order.
Yeah, I don't really understand Blake Lively's